Now you say the Most High gave his word to everybody, right?
That bond is you living out right now. That bond is why you at the bus stop right now.
You understand? The scripture says, any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. They think the law is a small thing.
Separate, man. We are separate from these other nations, man.
That's right.
Shalom to all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. ISUPK Detroit will be hosting our felony expungement event every Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We will be helping people fill out the paperwork to get the process started to get your felonies expunged. How do you feel right now?
I feel great. This is a beautiful program. It was quick. They was very helpful and informative about the rights of the prisoners, trying to help them get out with a good time. This is a very good program. I think you brothers is doing a good job. They need more positive outlooks like this.
Make sure you follow ISUPK Detroit at Detroit Israelites on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe, like, and comment. If you want to make an appointment, you can dial 810-392-3261 or you can dial 586-382-0569. In addition to that, we'll be doing other programs in the future such as health programs, food drives, and etc. Stay tuned by following us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at Detroit Israelite.
And I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light. It ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Six shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow son, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
First breath I took, a life too surreal. Second breath I took was the pivot and strike, finish the kill. Influenced by might, with every sentence reveal. I won't pay back, fuck a dollar bill. Remain calm as the pressure build. Gotta endure until I let this pump whistle at my foes in memory of Emmett Till. I only live to do my master's will. It's UPK, motherfucker. Ain't no cowards on this battlefield. Gone astray but made greater. In my return, left to my mistakes. Every error was a lesson learned. Now I don't move, lest it get approved. Won't take a step till it get confirmed. Arm to take what was made for our sakes. March like a tank. One step will make the ground shake. My people sick in their head, Lord, let this truth spread like an outbreak and bring hell at them crackers can't escape. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I want payback for the scars in the slave memoirs. Till Christ arrive, I can't let it slide. Ignore the lies. The only free will that's before your eyes is life or death, nigga, you decide. This heaven was made for me and my fellow. I patiently wait with my eyes on the sparrow, and I pull a trigger while my lips kiss the barrel. Before I ever let a white bitch do me like Othello. I want out this wicked life like Romello. By any means, this devil pulling strings like Geppetto. Lay hold on this brotherhood, I swear I never let go. And fuck that silver spoon, got too much love for the ghetto. Till the score settle, if need be, I die for the cause. Just to hear them angels applaud. And I'm true by every word I say, cause I know my victory on the way. You want it? Nigga, walk this way. This life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. And could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy. This life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy. I can't be touched. Came through in the clutch. They hate but they can't doubt us. We princes of the power, what you know about us? Evil all around us, but a nigga straight, I told you I can't be touched. Holy angels walk at my base. And I'm grateful for the words that had me delivered. I'm hungry for the glory, but I ain't eating till I feed my next. One West, what I die for. Attire out the book of Numbers, this rifle from the Archangel Michael. My niggas rebels, you can't deny them. It's 144, I be running to and fro with the Allah higher. My UPK soldiers ain't no folding or pretending. We in it for them crowns, fuck friends, we want dominion. In the election ascension, I hope I make it through. Give a damn what a bitch think, as long as my niggas know I'm true. Betrayed your kind to get success. We make it through the eye of the needle, nigga. I be as life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. And could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy. I can't be touched. Life may be hard, but I can't give up. I'm about to go hard and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so tough? Cause it's real, I be walking with them angels, boy. I can't be touched.
killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said, Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. That was designed fast for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. I'm Officer of 1,000 Awadya, and this is the Brotherhood class. It's the ISUPK Brotherhood class under Commander General Hachaanakah, man. We've been doing this since the 60s, man. Waking blacks and Hispanics up, man, and teaching them the truth and teaching them who they are according to the Bible, man. According to who God say they are. Not according to who their oppressors say they are. We not niggas. We not spics. They not wetbacks. We not things of these natures. All of these other names. Negroes, blacks, Hispanics, whatever name they put on us. We are not these things according to God, man. We are the chosen people of the Lord, man. And that's what we've been doing since the 60s inside of the UPK. Okay, El, you found that mic? Okay, the water. Get that. So today, what we're gonna do, we're gonna be going over and touching on a couple of things. First thing first, man. This is the law class, so we're gonna be touching on law and brotherhood type of things. So with that being said, El, get that scripture I wanted you to pull for me. Ezekiel 9:4.
In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4.
And now the reason why I'm starting right here, the very reason why I'm starting here is because what we have to understand is that because of what we doing, because of our sins is the reason that we're in this condition we in. Actually, before you get that, get me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Let me get there with you. Yeah, it's because of the things that we do. Because we choose to do what? We choose to celebrate Christmas. We choose to celebrate Thanksgiving. We choose to do everything except the one thing that we should do, which is follow the Lord, man. We put our trust in our oppressor. We put our trust in a voting system that has never done anything for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans inside of this hell that we call America, man. It's never done anything. It's never uplifted us or anything. And if we just would look at things, when we had Black Wall Street, we wasn't voting. We did so much better without voting. You know what I mean? People don't vote. They build their communities. They don't have to vote and be a part of this system at all. Read that.
When in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
But it shall come to pass. Read.
If thou wilt not hearken.
If thou wilt not do what?
Not hearken.
Do what?
Hearken.
Hearken meaning what? What does hearken mean? To listen. If you don't listen and do what the Lord says do, Salakia. Read.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Meaning if you don't do these things that the Most High is telling you to do, read on.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
How many of them?
All.
Just 10.
All.
Just pay tithes.
All.
Read.
His commandments.
All his commandments, man. You don't just get the Christian church teaches you that you can just do the ones that you want to do.
Right.
Whichever ones that they say is okay if it's their agenda, and they tell you don't have to follow the rest. But the scriptures say do what?
All.
Follow all of them, man. Every last one of them. Every single one of them. Read.
His commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
How many of them?
All.
It's 16 through 68. So how many of them?
All.
Every last one of these things is going to happen to you. Read.
These curses shall come upon thee.
Shall come upon thee and read.
And overtake thee.
And overtake thee, man. And overtake thee. Meaning if we being disobedient, these terrors is gonna come up on us, man. This is the way the Lord this is the way the Lord deals with us, man. Because like a good father, if you don't be obedient, what happens? You have to get disciplined. A good father disciplines his child. That's what a good father does, man. And that's what the Most High did to us, man. He disciplined us. Okay? Because what? Because we chose to love what the oppressor loved. We looked at the other nations and said, man, that looks glorious over there. And we ran over there and we followed behind what they wanted us to follow, what they were doing over there. When the Lord said, give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. The Lord told us not to do these things, man. He told us not to do these things. We looked at them and saw them eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. And we said, man, that smells great. Let me go over here and get me a bite of that, even though the Lord said not to do that at all, man. We are not to do what the other nations do. We're not allowed to do those things, man. Or if we do, no, it's a punishment coming behind that. And this is why. Read that.
In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
A what people?
And holy people.
A what people?
And holy.
A holy people, man. That means a separate people. That means we can see the other nations out there eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, doing all kind of abominable things, but we cannot do that because the Lord separated us from the other nations. Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God, man. We are a separate people from the Lord thy God. So you look at what just passed. What was that? Proposal 3? Proposal 3 just passed, man. And that is one of the most disgusting things I had ever seen in my life. Because you know what? Now they can give your kids at 10 years old a shot to control their hormones. So he can make the decision at 10 whether he want to be a boy or a girl. And they don't even have to tell the parents that, man. That is the most. But what did they do? They put abortion, which is also horrible. But look at the horrible things that's followed. And you know what? As I was looking at the list, you know who supported that stuff? Your Christian pastors. It probably had every Christian pastor in Detroit supporting that nonsense, man. And this is why we are a destroyed people right here, man. This is why the Lord put us on slave ships. This is why we suffer these curses of Deuteronomy 28, because for some reason we will not ever trust the Most High. Give me that Proverbs where it say, "Never trust thy enemy."
Come on, sir.
Or that might be Ecclesiasticus, Salakia. It's one of the other, Salakia. Yeah. We do everything. We put our trust in everything and in everybody except for what the Lord what the Lord wants us to do, Salakia. Except that. We have yet to try that because nothing else has worked. We tried Christianity. That definitely doesn't work. We've tried Islam. That doesn't work. The Black Panther Party. That didn't work. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. The list go, Marcus Garvey. The list go on and on and on. And every single time it seems like something is right, it has failed us, man. It has failed us. You know why it's failed us? Because the Lord was not with it. Read that.
In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 10. Never.
Do what?
Never.
How often?
Never.
Once in a while?
Never.
Go ahead.
Trust thy enemy.
You don't ever trust your enemy, man. That's something you never do. You never trust your enemy. You can't depend on a system that he set up to help you when all he wants to do is destroy you. That makes absolutely no sense. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You cannot trust people that wish you harm. You can't trust people that think it's okay for you to get gunned down in the street. You can't trust people that purposely put drugs into your neighborhood, man. You know they funded the Iranian Contras by putting drugs in our neighborhood. Y'all are aware of that, right? And then you go turn around and then trust them and trust their system and trust their process. That's foolishness, man. That's just foolishness. Take that from the top again.
Never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rust.
For like it's iron rust. Iron will surely rust. Iron is going to surely rust. I guarantee you that. Your iron will rust. It's not going to stay how it was forever. It's going to rust. Read.
So is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. So is his wickedness, man. It's not going to change. He was not made to change. That's what a lot of people don't understand. The Most High didn't make him to be a changed man. A leper cannot change his spots.
Right.
Somebody who's been that cruel throughout history to everybody, it's no way that you could say by nature they would change. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. That don't make any sense whatsoever. Get that Ezekiel 9:4 now. Now get. Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever. You can never, ever trust him. And the problem is, and the thing is, majority of our people do. It's almost like they don't care or they don't want to care. They just go on with their life, and our oppression is so normalized nowadays. It's so normal. It just seems like it's an everyday life type of thing. Like this is just the way life is. For us to just ride around, get high, pop women, act crazy, sell drugs to one another, fight, shoot, kill. It's just like this is just normal life. It's normal. This is just our everyday life. But it is not, man. The Lord never intended for us to live like this, man. He never intended for us to live like this. And that's the problem. And that's why it's going to be that's why it's so important for us to turn back to the Most High, man. Because that's the only way we can get out of the condition we in. That's the only solution that we have, man. We have no other solution but to start following the Most High. Read what you got.
We're in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations.
And set a mark on the forehead of the men that sigh and cry. That's what we do here in the UPK, man. We go out there and we sigh and cry and speak against all the evils that's going on to our people, man. Right. We speak against all of that. We get called crazy by our family. We get told we in the cult. People out there try to fight us. People out there throwing things at us. All different types of things happen to us. And regardless to that, we go out there and we fight that battle for our people. Why? Because we care. You don't think it's something better I could be doing on a Saturday or a Friday? You don't think it's something I could be doing better? It's a lot of things I could be doing that I want to do. It's like, you got a question, Hebrew?
No, sir. I just had a precept, sir.
Oh, Con, go ahead. Do you think?
I had a precept, sir,
in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
We are fools for Christ's sake.
For Christ's sake. We are fools for Christ's sake, because that's what they call us when we go out there, man. They say we fools. Okay. Y'all out here standing on this corner with all that mess on, sitting out here talking about Christ only came and died for Israel. Okay. He ain't coming only die for Israel. Y'all some fools. Read some more on that. Read.
But ye are wise.
We are what?
Wise.
We are what?
Wise.
Because Commander General Hachaanakah, man, held on to this truth, man, and broke this Bible down. We are wise men. Right. What makes us wise? Because we do what? We follow the Lord. We don't follow what men said. We don't follow our oppressor. We open up the book, and you notice something about a Christian, they open up the Bible and tell you that they sanctified, saved, filled with the Holy Ghost and all that, and do nothing in the Bible. Do absolutely nothing in the Bible, man. They are against, really they antichrist, because they are against everything inside of the Bible. You like, I'm sorry, I'm about to go celebrate Passover. They looking at you like you just spoke Space Marshal or something. Like you about to go, what? They looking at you like you sinning. You know, they look at you like you sinning. Go ahead, Al.
Like it, sir. If I may, that's heavy, because it just goes to show you in our community that how much, we put and rely on like our oppressor's word and, the heathens, their word, like instead of just relying on brothers and sisters who are educating themselves on history and their culture.
Damn right. Because they like that oppressor Christ. That's what they love right there. Some nigga from the ghetto, he cannot be smart. A nigga from the ghetto can't tell them nothing. They look at their pastor, they see his Benz or his Cadillac or his Jaguar, they see his rings and he coming in his nice suit. Your pastor is a pimp. I hate to tell you that. He's a pimp, and he taking all your money and teaching you absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. How many times I'm sure everybody in here, right? We all came from a Christian church, or we've been there once or twice. A lot of times, and tell me if I'm wrong, a lot of times when we left, we don't remember nothing. we remember absolutely nothing that happened. We don't remember anything that got talked about or nothing. We just felt good. We walked out feeling good. Then that's what happens at a concert. Y'all ever been to a Jeezy concert? You walk out, it's the same damn thing. You ain't learned nothing, but you feel good. Everything okay, man. I did it and went right straight to the weed house and got, as soon as I left. That's the first stop I made. Like, come on, man. That's ridiculous. You got more on that?
Lies, sir.
Okay, jump back. Where was we at?
Ezekiel, sir.
Pick that back up from the top.
Come. We're in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
That's right.
Go ahead. Verse 5. Into the others.
Into the who?
Into the others.
Into the others. Go ahead.
He said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite.
And do what?
And smite.
And do what?
And smite.
And smite. You want to keep smoking weed. They going to do what?
Smite.
You want to keep popping holes and think you having a good time. You going to do what?
Smite.
Celebrate Thanksgiving if you want to. What's going to happen?
And smite.
Go ahead. Finish that up.
Come. Let not your eyes spare.
And don't spare none of them, man. You want to keep being disobedient, man. You want to keep not listening to the Lord. You want to keep thinking this thing is a game, man. You want to keep loving your oppressor, man. You want to keep loving your oppressor. The Lord said He's gonna smite you, man. He is gonna put you to death because you love your oppressor more than you love him. More than you love him. And that is why he's going to smite you, because you love oppression more than you love him. It's not. I know in Christianity they tell you God know your heart and all different kind of nonsense like that and garbage like that. I know that's what they tell you. Well, if you out here doing evil, then what does that tell you about your heart? Your heart is you're evil. You're evil in your heart. Your thought is evil. Everything you doing is evil. That's what it's telling you, man. But no, you let the Christian church tell it. They're gonna tell you God hate the sin, not the sinner. He just wants you to keep walking around sinning all goddamn day. Go ahead, El.
I had a precept, sir.
Go ahead, do your thing. Read that.
On the in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, in verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
Your heart is deceitful above all things, man. It will trick you. You ever heard somebody say they just celebrating Christmas for the kids or some nonsense like that? That's you deceiving yourself. You tricking yourself. You're not doing it for the kids. You're doing it because that's what you want to do. Because if you really cared about the kids, you know what you would do? You tell them the truth.
Damn right.
You would tell them the truth, because telling them the truth is going to save their lives. Telling them the truth is what's going to save them. Lying to them or having them continuing doing things that they should not do, that is what's going to kill them. That's what's going to get them put to death, man. That's what's going to get them put to death. Teaching them how not to be obedient. That is what's going to put them to death. Let's get the Apocrypha, Baruch. Oh, you got another question? Go ahead, Al.
I had to say on topics, sir, like celebrating those, these pagan holidays and birthdays is so evil, sir. Like the truth is so powerful. Just being a student in the school, because we've seen stuff come to pass, and it's like, even me just being a student, I remember I've told somebody like, yeah, you probably don't want to celebrate your birthday. And she goes to celebrate, one of my just friends, and she went to celebrate her birthday. Next thing I know, I was like, I haven't heard back from you. She was like, I totaled my car on my birthday weekend. And as a student in the school, it showed me that, like, whoa.
Damn right.
You know, truth is nothing.
Damn right. Sis, if you ever got any questions, you sure can ask them. Or you can just raise your hand and go ahead. Be my guest. You can ask away. Get Baruch, the 2nd chapter, 29th verse. Yeah. And that's what happens, man. And that's what happens. She didn't listen, and she totaled her dang on car, man. And we see so many instances like that of when brothers leave the truth, of when brothers and sisters leave the truth and walk away from it, and the Lord just totally destroyed them, man. It totally destroyed them. When all you had to do, why leave the truth? You leaving the truth because you want to do what? You want to go back to sinning. You want to go back to whatever that lust was that you had. Whatever it was in the world. That's why so many fake Israelite groups. Every Israelite group, if you go from one to the other, they just got a lust that they like. You see what I'm saying? Something that in here we would not tolerate. So they just break off and go start their own fake little Israelite group. And then you can do that lustful thing, that sinful thing that they wanted to do that we won't allow in here. You can do that in their group. You can do that in their group. You can date the oppressor women in other groups. You know what I mean? You could join hand in hand. They have can you believe they have oppressors sitting at the Passover table with them in other groups? You will never do that here. That won't happen here. That won't happen here. They can't even come in here unless they fixing something. we done called them here to fix something or something. That's it. You're not coming in here nothing with us. Not a class, not a nothing. Not in here. That won't happen. You got that? Go ahead. Read that.
In the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 29. If ye will not hear my voice.
If we will not hear his voice, read.
Surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations. Mm-hmm. Where I will scatter them.
Where he will scatter us, man, throughout these nations, man. If we don't listen to the Most High, and what's the proof that scripture is the absolute truth? Us here. You look at yourself. You're the proof that the Lord is not playing. You the proof. You see what I'm saying? We're here. We're scattered amongst. Dang on there, every nation in the world is in this kingdom, right? And all of them are over us. All of them are over us. All of them send their kids to college off of our back, off of our blood, sweat, and tears. They send their kids to college while our kids suffer in the ghetto for the most part. We living check to check and barely making ends meet, and while they come into our community and they clean up, man. Stealing every penny that they can from us. They squeeze the pennies out of our pockets. Go ahead, El.
So like I said, if I may, that's heavy because if you look at our oppressor, in recent news, Brett Favre, they talk about us being on welfare or stuff like that, but here you have a so-called Hall of Fame quarterback in the NFL, and he's stealing food stamps and just benefits from one of the poorest states in the country, Mississippi, and nobody's talking about it at all. No. Kyrie and Kanye is big news. Even with the colleges, so I don't know if you heard about California about 2 or 3 years ago. All those celebrities and actors and actresses were paying for their kids to go to those private schools that people go work hard to get into.
They was getting their kids put at the top of the list, paying for their kids to get to the top of the list. Yeah, that's what they was doing. And what's so heavy about what Brett Favre did, at that time, the water in Mississippi was messed up. You see what I'm saying? At that time, I don't know whether y'all remember that, but it was something going on with the water in Mississippi, or they didn't have water, or the water was something of that nature along the lines. And nobody talked about it. You ain't see it on sport, or what was it? First Take. First Take ain't say nothing about it till the next day, once it had came out. Then they went on ahead and they said, but had that been a brother doing anything, man, that would have been top of the news on First Take. Top of the news. As soon, yeah, it'd have been the first thing that they was talking about. It'd have been the first thing they was talking about, because when it comes to you and when it comes to our suffering, nobody cares, man. Nobody cares, and that's why this brotherhood in this school is so important, man. Because you don't get this anywhere outside of this school, man. That's why the brotherhood in here is so important. It must be protected, man. It must be protected, because if you can't come in here and get brotherhood, where else can you go and get it? Where else can you go, man? Everybody and everywhere else, they just want to be cruel to you, use you. What can they get from you, out of you, things of this nature? If you can't get that brotherhood here, where else do you get it? You still on that, Reed? You can't get it. If you can't get it here, you can't. It is the brotherhood in here is so vital, man. Because that's the one thing that we need to actually, that can actually bring our oppressor down, that can actually help us win this war that we in. I don't know whether y'all realize it, but we in a war that we losing. We are losing, and losing bad. And what's crazy is, to show you how bad and beat down we is, that people don't even realize what's being done to us. You know, you saw how they spread powder cocaine in our neighborhoods like that. That's a chemical attack. We are at war, and nobody realizes that. You got that, L. Reed?
It's like, so I believe we read that. Did you want me to read it from the top or continue on the verse?
You in Ecclesiasticus, right?
It's like I was at.
Salakia, Baruch, the second chapter, right?
Second chapter.
You read 29, right? Read 30. Go, read.
In the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them.
Read.
Verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Because we are what people?
Stiff-necked.
Man, we are a stiff-necked people, man. We refuse. We refuse to listen to the Lord, man. We refuse to listen to the Lord. Instead, what do? We rather smoke weed. What else? Pop Molly, is that still a thing? Salakia, okay, Pop Percocets. Pop Percocets. Out twerking, man, and all kind of ridiculous. Do people still drink lean? I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
They are drinking lean like crazy.
Still drinking lean?
They're spending so much money on it, like.
Yeah. I remember when lean first came out, man. That junk used to be expensive. I've never drunk lean. I just, of course, that's what I used to hear. Yeah, I knew a couple of people that did it, so. You know, I never indulged personally, but that stuff was like $100 a line, something crazy. Good night. That stuff was crazy. Very dumb. Somebody ain't got no bills to pay or something, man. You gonna spend, you crazy. But yeah, we don't listen to the Lord. Go ahead, Al.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, sir, and I haven't done either myself, sir, but I heard that lean is like liquid heroin.
Yeah, I think I heard that before too. I think I did hear something like that before too, man. And that's all we focus on. But when you oppress a people, though, you see what I'm saying? When you oppress a people, like we so beat down. Think about the things that's been done to us as a people. We had our whole everything stripped from us, meaning we had our identity took away from us. So now you got your identity stripped and took away from you. How do you even know how to conduct yourself? You see what I'm saying? You don't know what to do, because everything, the very essence of who you are has been taken away from you. You see what I'm saying? Now you out here like a cage, like you just came out of a cage or something. You lived there your whole life. You lived in the cage your whole life, and you just come out of cage and not because you had your very essence, everything stole away from you. Go ahead, El.
So I was just gonna say that's heavy because it just seems like, growing up, we watch movies growing up and TV shows, but as you get older, you realize you're like, whoa, they were programming me to a degree to, even if they wasn't, they were doing it by default. It's kind of like, we're not gangsters, like General Hachaanakah said. Commander General Hachaanakah said, he said, we're not gangsters.
We're not
gangsters.
That's not who we are. We've never been gangsters. We wasn't that. They was that. You see what I'm saying? But when you strip your identity away, now you just trying to feel your way through. You trying to figure it out. So you seeing all of this and they pushing you in that direction purposely. They create the poverty. See, people don't believe that they create the poverty. They do. They create it. It's their system. It's their system. They know how to get you out of it, and they know how to get you in it. But what do they fear, though? They fear us what? Us coming together. They fear our unity. That's why they teach us F that other brother. You got to get yours, man. F them. You got to get yours, man. Don't give a dang on what. Long as my kids eat, I don't care what I got to do. You would destroy everybody on your dang on block. You would destroy everybody on your dang on block. And that's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior by people that don't know who they are. It's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior by people that don't know who they are and manipulation from your enemy. Because if they would have just left us alone, we would have figured it out. How do you know we have Black Wall Street?
Right.
That comes from leaving us alone. So they looked at that. They said, "Oh nah, we can't leave these. We can't leave these niggas alone. That ain't about to happen." Because what would happen? Because they know who we are. So what would eventually happen? We would get up over them. That's what would happen. We would get up over them, man, and they not gonna have that. If you in rulership, you never want your slaves to get up over you. You not about to let your slaves get up over you. Damn that, you need your slaves up under you. That's why integration was one of the most terriblest things that could have happened to black people. Integration is the most awfulest thing that could have happened to black people because guess what it did? It made us modern day slaves. Because your oppressor wasn't trying to come into your establishments and spend his money. The thing was for you to come in their establishments, for you to come in and work for them, not build yourself up, but to build them up. So what do? We sold our businesses to march and travel here and travel that, sold our homes, and then we looked up and we had nothing. And we had no choice but to do what? Go work for this oppressor, man. Martin Luther King said, hold your peace 1 second. Martin Luther King said, we going to Washington to get our check. Black people sold everything, man, and went to Washington to march on Washington. And when the speech was over, they had nothing. Nothing but the clothes on their goddamn back, man. That's all they had, man. They didn't have nothing there or nothing to go back to because they sold everything. To go there believing in him. To go there believing in him, man. And that was shameful, man. And they tricked black people, man. Right. They tricked black people. Go ahead. What you were saying, El?
Sir, I was just gonna say, I heard we had sold our bar business license, like bar license.
Yeah, we sold everything. We sold our businesses and everything. That's exactly what we did, man. And we had nowhere to go back to, man. That's why they call Washington Chocolate City. Because after the march was over with, all the black people, where did they have to go? So they just was there. You see what I'm saying? That's evil, man. But when you envy the oppressor, that's why the scriptures say, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways.
Right.
choose none of his ways. What in the hell was the march for? What was it for?
It was for the news.
Because all we had to do, we was headed already in the right direction. All we had to do was just stand strong with one another, man, and build ourselves up. They need us. We don't need them.
Right.
That's what a lot of people that's what people fail to realize. We don't need them. They need us. They need us. If blacks and Hispanics stopped working in this kingdom for one day, this kingdom would crumble. If we all just took the day off, they can't do nothing without us, man. They need us. Go get the mic.
That's heavy that you said that. It was a movie that came out a while ago called The Spook That Sat by the Door. And it was based off of Chicago. And it was a guerrilla military unit of black people that was taking over. They was trying to, the oppressor was trying to figure out all these options to get through it. And it was like, well, can we just pull them all out? It was like, no, we tried that. It shut down the whole city for a week.
Damn
just
right.
Because they pulled us out.
Damn right.
They shut down the whole city. Like, they know that. Like, in the movie, it was like, oh, they're 80% of the sanitation workers. They're 70% of the nurses. So it was just like, we're the main core of everything that they need. So they know that if we stop, they stop.
They know that, and they're very aware of that. That's why they... Go ahead, sis. Get the sister mic.
Do we outnumber them?
Do we outnumber them? I'm not 100% for sure on that, but I would say if we didn't, Katab, you on that for me? But I would say this: if we didn't abort our babies, we would definitely be way more than them. But because of that, I think I'm not 100% sure on that. So I don't want to say yeah or nay, but I got Katab on that right now. So we're about to find out right now. But they always say that we're not. But I highly doubt that, honestly. I highly doubt that. That's something I highly doubt, honestly. Of course they would say, because you got something, Katab?
No, I was just gonna say real quick that one of the things that they never try to add in is they will separate blacks from Hispanics. Native Americans, when you lump all the 12 tribes,
definitely we more than them. We definitely more than them.
That's just black, but that's not our whole unit.
Damn right.
Our whole family. But
damn right.
I find the scripture that said he set the numbers of the Gentiles like.
I don't know. Go ahead, do your thing. Yeah. So yeah, if we did have all the tribes, Stu Nell had a question. Let El get that mic for a second while you looking for that.
Well, not a question, sir, but if I may, I just want to make a statement it's heavy because you hear General Hachaanakah, Commander General Hachaanakah always say is that if the police, if we didn't have them in our neighborhoods, we would be Tawab, like we would be okay, But they put the Blue Lives Matter just to stir up the mix of Black Lives Matter to take away what we kind of have going on, It's just,
and we don't need police in our neighborhoods. You do know the Jewish men, they police themselves in their neighborhoods.
Right.
They just see if you can find that for them. They just got sued for beating somebody because they police their own neighborhood, and they just got sued for beating a brother down in their neighborhood. Yeah. Sis know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that just happened. That just happened. They police their own neighborhood. They go in there, they fill out all the right paperwork and police their own neighborhood. But you know why we can't do that? Because we too busy smoking weed. We too busy. We too busy getting high. That's why we can't do that. We care more about getting high and Lil Durk new video more than we care about doing what's right and protecting our people, man. And again, that just tie back into what I was saying earlier. That's why this brotherhood is so important, man. It must be protected at all costs. At all costs, man. Because we have to have somewhere where we can come together as a people and just love one another, man. And just us be together, man. That's what makes the Passover so great, man. That Passover, man, is like the best thing for black people. I wish every black person could make it to the Passover, just to experience, just to see that. You got something, Katab?
I got 2 precepts real quick. Actually 3, but it wasn't the one I found, but it all pertains to this question. Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel should be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where that it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there should be said to them, you are the sons of the living God. So right there it says we are the sand of the sea, and we can't even be numbered. And they take a census every year.
And that just tied back, and of course that just tied back into what you were saying, because if they combined all the tribes, meaning blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, if they combined us all, we outnumbered them and probably every goddamn body else, honestly. You got something else? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, them and everybody else. Let's get back to, where was we at? Baruch 2 and 29. Read that. Pick that up from 29. Go ahead.
That article you were saying, was that in New York? Was that New York?
I believe so. It was either in New York or New Jersey.
Was it? It says a gay black man.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, guys, like, you want me to read it right here, sir?
Yeah, go ahead, read that.
It says, this is in.
Actually, you know what? Don't worry about it. We too out. Get that Baruch 29. Throw the priest.
In the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 29.
Read.
If ye will not hear my voice.
If you don't listen to the Lord, man. Hold right where you at. Katab, give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15 again. Read that again.
If ye will not hear my voice.
If you don't listen to the Lord, man, you have to listen to what the Lord said do. You got that, Katab?
Deuteronomy chapter 15 and 28.
Read that again. 28 and 15. Give him that mic.
Deuteronomy chapter 28.
And this is what the Lord said right here. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Oh, actually, do 28 and 1 first. Do 28 and 1 first.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass that it shall not hearken. And it shall come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligently.
If you shall listen to the Most High, if you shall listen and do what He say do, read.
Diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Diligently. Who know what the word diligently means? Diligently. Slocky, what you say, sis? Thoroughly. that's good. Diligently. You don't have no problem. You ain't, oh man, I gotta get up and I can't eat pork today. I can't go to that strip club today. Diligently. Read.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all His commandments.
How many of them?
All His commandments.
Man, if you diligently do all of His commandments, read.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
You'll be on high above all nations, man. All nations. Now read that 15. We just went over it earlier, but I want to read it one more time. Go.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you don't listen, if you be a stiff-necked people, if you don't want to be obedient, read.
To observe, to do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And all these curses is going to come upon thee and overtake thee. Read that side of 29 again.
Book of Ruth, sir?
Come.
In the book of Baruch, chapter 2, in verse 29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them.
Mm-hmm. Read. Keep going.
Verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Mm-hmm.
But in the land of their captives.
In the land of our what?
Captives.
In our where?
Captives.
Anytime you read in the Bible, right? We always went captive because we did what? Not listen. Not listen. This is why the oppressor don't want to tell us who we are, because then we understand what? We in this captivity because we not listening. We not hearkening unto the Lord our God. We not being obedient. Like we just read. If we listen to the Lord, he gonna do what? Put us on high. But if we don't listen, it's gonna be it's a penalty. We have to pay for that.
That's right.
You have to suffer these curses. Read that again.
For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Mm-hmm.
But in the land of their captives,
Mm-hmm.
of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
We gonna remember ourselves in this captivity, man, and that's what we doing right now. Your oppressor got his foot so hard on your neck, you like, good night. It is going to take an act of God to get him off of you. There's no other way. Hold your point. Hold your point. Hold your peace. There's no other way that we can do this. We can't do it. We can't do it with weapons because he got the tanks. Which one of you niggas got a tank in your garage? Not one of us. We don't. He got tanks. He got planes. He got everything. And we can overcome this with the simplest thing, brotherhood.
That's right.
We can overcome this with the simplest things, following the law, statutes, and commandments. When we walked out of Egypt, we didn't have Uzis, we didn't have swords, we didn't have nothing, man. We walked out of Egypt and the Lord delivered us from our enemy, man. We have to do one thing only to overcome our enemy, and that's just be obedient. That's just simply be obedient. Which is why it was so important for your oppressor to do what? To destroy you. That's why he set up Christian churches to do what? Somebody give me Jude 5:20 real quick. Katab, give me Jude 5:20 real quick. El, you stay where you at. Katab, give me Jude 5:20. To destroy you. You think he did not know? You think they didn't know what's going on? We're gonna hear what the scriptures say. Because your oppressor knows you knowing who you are is what's gonna bring them down. You got that, Katab?
You said Jude?
Jude 5:20 in the Apocrypha. Con. Yeah, because he knows. Doing what? Why do you think he stripped your name from you? Why was it so important for him to take away you knowing who you are? You got a Katab? Read that.
Jude chapter 5 and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God.
Meaning, if we're not listening to our God, if we're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, if we eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster, if we sleeping with women of other nations, read.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
This is going to be our what?
Ruin.
Now, this is another nation of people. This is how the other nations look at us. This is not a people. This is not us. This is another nation that wants to attack us. Read.
Come. And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
And they're going to overcome us because what do they know? If we not doing the things that the Lord, if we not hearkening, like we read earlier, to the voice of the Lord our God, he going to turn us over to our enemies. Read.
Come, verse 21. But if there be no iniquity.
If it be what?
No iniquity.
If we hearken to the voice of the Lord our God, like we just read again, and he said he's going to set us on high, read that again.
But if there be no iniquity.
If it is no iniquity, man, if we not sinning, if we doing the things we supposed to do, following the law, statutes, and commandment, treating each other like brothers and sisters, read.
In their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them.
At least who defend us?
Their Lord defend them.
Who Lord?
Their Lord.
Our Lord defend us, man. If we don't have to physically fight our enemies to overcome them. We don't have to do that, man. We don't have to pick up sticks and guns and knives. We don't, the children of Israel, we don't have to fight like that, man. Our Lord delivers us. Our Lord deliver us with, he'll make it rain and drown every stinking heathen in the world for us. You got something else?
I just got a precept, sir.
Go ahead, read.
The precept, sir, in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
It's not carnal, man. It's not carnal. Those are not the things we do. That's not how we overcome our enemy. You see, like we just read in Judah. He said, if it be no error in the people, meaning he didn't look at our army and see what kind of army we had. He didn't look at our weapons and say, man, they could do this, that, and the third. He said, look at them and see if they following their Lord. See if they following their God. See if they being obedient. That's how we know whether to attack them or not. If they being disobedient, I got you, hold your peace 1 second, Katap. If they being disobedient, then we'll attack them. But if they are listening to the Lord, you leave them people alone. Because their God is going to defend them. We don't have to lift up a stone. No different than when the children of Israel walked out of Egypt, man. They walked out of Egypt, man. It wasn't no big fight, fuss, none of that. And the entire Egyptian army got drowned trying to attack us, man. They ain't fight that army. The Lord destroyed that army, and the Lord did more. The Lord destroyed Egypt as a whole. He destroyed Egypt. The Lord did, not the children of Israel. They got to walk out. And the Lord destroyed Egypt. You got something, Katab?
Sir. That was heavy because in verse 21, how you were saying pretty much that trap that the Christian church view of those lies, they don't distinguish what sin actually is. So when it says that there be no iniquity, they don't understand in their head, they no longer have to keep the law. And they can pick and choose which ones they feel that they can keep. But if it says that there's no iniquity, meaning there's no sin, it means if we're keeping the laws, like in 28 and 1 Deuteronomy, if we keep all the commandments, it runs hand in hand.
Damn right.
That means we can't be sin. So when Christ said, be ye perfect, that's the goal.
Damn
they
right.
make excuses to stay in their sin. They make excuses why they want to continue to eat or homosexual say or be a thief or whatever it is.
Because a Christian church is set up to do one thing. This is the whole thing of Christianity. It's to keep us sinning. It's to keep us in sin. Because the longer we stay in sin, what happens? The longer the Most High keeps us what? In punishment. The longer we're here. We can't come out of this unless we stop sinning. So we look to the Christian church. At one point, the Christian church was everything. It was where we went to get for moral support. It was the school. It was the counselor. It was everything for black people at one point in time. But the setup of the Christian church was to do what? Keep us sinning. You see what I'm saying? The setup of it was to keep us sinning. So it was never an intent. It was never an intent for us to stop sinning and be righteous people. You cannot allow another nation to come up over you. Go ahead, El, you got something? You got the mic.
Sir, if I may, that's heavy that you just said that because I believe one time I heard General Hachaanakah say that basically something like he wouldn't even pretty much without the Christian church failing and stuff like that, we wouldn't have a chance, wouldn't need us basically or something like us in the ISUPK.
Right.
So it was kind of like, you know, thank the Most High they failed, so you know we can, you know, pretty much proceed and move forward now.
Right.
The correct way, sir.
Right. If they had done it right, it wouldn't been no need for it.
Right.
If they would have done the right thing, but they don't want to do the right thing. They don't care. Somebody give me that. Our people are wise to do evil. They don't care about doing the right thing. El, I still want you to stay where you at, El.
Okay.
Stay right where you stay where you at. Katab, you get that from the water priest. They don't care about doing the right thing because they don't. All they care about is stuffing their pockets. That's it. That's all they care about is stuffing their pockets. The money they gonna get to have a new cat. Some pastors, they leave the church and then go, you know, they go pick a prostitute up on the way home, right? You do understand that, right? They leave church Sunday. Salakia says
They don't even know the Bible.
they don't even care to know the Bible. They just saying something to get some money out your pocket. He leave right out the church, hit the boulevard, pick him one up, get himself together, drop her on off, all this before he get home, and then he go home and stuff down on some spiral ham. And this is the people that we looking at as our moral leaders, though. You see what I'm saying? We looking at them like they the compass of morality. Because we see this is what's been programmed to us, and all they're doing is teaching us how to continue to sin, and make you feel good about sinning. But you know what? You know one thing why they do that? Because the more they tell you it's okay to sin, the more money you're gonna put in there because of your sin. You're like, damn, I know I was messing up all week. Let me go ahead and drop this little money in there. I know I drop this on in here, man. Let me do this part. Your sin makes everybody rich. Everybody gets rich off your sin. You got that, Katab? Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish.
Foolish,
they
man.
They have not known me.
Start that over one more time.
For my people is foolish.
We foolish, man. You believe a dang on Easter bunny a rabbit lay eggs, man. That's foolishness, man. This is foolishness, man. Like we was in class yesterday. A man wanting to be a disabled woman. You believe it? This is foolishness, man. This is foolishness, man.
Everything I ever heard about the LGBTQ community, that got to be the craziest thing I ever heard.
We believe foolishness, man.
That's retarded.
Our people believe nonsense, man. You believe somebody float around with an arrow and shoot you, and that make you love somebody. We believe nonsense and foolishness, man. That's foolishness. Read.
They have not known me. They are Sadish children.
We don't know the Most High, man. Look up that word Sadish. L got it. You stay where you at, Katab. We don't know the Most High because everywhere. A lot of us only know about. Of course, I'm talking about people outside the UPK, but we only know about Christ off of TV. Christmas time come around, we know about the manger and the star. That's all we know. We know about Christ off of television. We don't know Christ of the Bible, man. Nobody's ever taught us Christ of the Bible. No one's ever said. You got that definition now?
Is it Slacky, sir? Is it SODDISH?
Oh, Slacky is Sodis. SOTTIS.
Oh, come on. I have it here.
Okay, come. Give him the mic. Get the mic.
Sodish in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, resembling a sock, drunken. Also, doltish, stupid.
Man, hey, stupid people for believing Santa Claus about to come down your chimney, and you ain't got no chimney. You ain't got no.
You ain't got no chimney. You don't have a chimney of the first. You ain't never had a chimney your whole damn life, and you think Santa Claus about to come down a chimney that you've never had. You in the ghetto.
You live in an apartment.
That's right. So that's funny. She said you live in an apartment. Talking about Santa Claus about to come down the chimney. You believe foolishness. You believe silliness. That's stupid. That's stupid to believe something like that. Go ahead, Qatar. You still got that? You give me that mic. You believe in stuff that's not that can't even be true. Not even possible to be true. Go ahead.
Right. They are silent children, and they have none understanding.
No understanding whatsoever. Why we don't have understanding? Because we listen to Christian and Christianity, our pastor, and he teaches us stupidity. He dancing and prancing all around the goddamn stage. You ain't learned nothing. You just clapping and singing and swinging from side to side. That's all you did. You enjoyed yourself and talking about some mama, whatever that mumbo jumbo is that they be talking. Nonsense. You learn nonsense. So you don't know anything about Christ. You don't know anything about the Most High. You don't know anything about yourself because you don't listen to anything except for stupidness and foolishness. That's all you care about. And you only care about that because you're high. You're smoking weed. That's why you believe in all this stuff. You're getting high. Only somebody that's on drugs would think that this stuff is logical. It makes no sense. Read.
They are wise to do evil.
They are what?
Wise to do evil.
They are what?
Wise to do evil.
Man, we are wise. We create ways to do evil. We create ways to do evil. If you ever been state, no, I don't want to say too much, but we think of certain ways to do evil stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, if you ever took a trip out of town, you create ways to put the stuff up that you need put up. You create ways, man. You got stash spots and all kind of stuff. Putting it in coffee. Y'all saw Belly when they was putting it. Man, you wise to do evil, man. You wise to do evil. Go ahead, Qatar.
You smart when you did that.
Yeah, you smart all of a sudden. Go ahead, Qatar.
That's heavy that you say that because when I was in the world, like, that made sense to me. Like, I invested more energy in trying to take a shortcut. And when you really think about it, from point A to point B, ain't no shortcuts in a straight line.
Ain't no shortcut.
So you gotta walk that straight.
Yeah, that's a scripture. That is definitely a scripture. You got to walk that straight.
Take a shortcut.
When all you had to do was just do the shit the right way. Oh, Salaki. Excuse my language. Was do it right the first time. Was do it right the first time. That's it. And it would have been much easier. Mm-hmm. And then guess what? You appreciate that thing more when you work that hard for it, man. You appreciate that thing more when you work hard. Go ahead, El. You had something?
Sir, I just wanted that was heavy because it just took me back. It reminded me like when I was, when you're in school, it's like, you get that you have a paper to write. And they're like, hey, you give me a whole bunch of time to do the paper. But, when I was in college, one of the things we all used to do was it was kind of like, well, yeah, I have 2 weeks to do the paper, but I'm good at doing it the day before with 3 hours, 4 hours, and 9 in the morning.
You was a crammer.
It was a crazy mindset, but it's like wicked. It was kind of like, why am I thinking like
why are you doing this?
Why are you punishing yourself? Why are you punishing yourself? Yeah, go ahead. Kyle, you got small on that?
Yeah, I had a precept to what you were saying about the pastor. Because just like the purple dollars, it's the same. It's the reason why Christ was crucified in John 11:48. And this was the high priest Caiaphas. It said, if we let him thus alone.
If you got. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something, man. This is the one thing your oppressor know, man. If he leave us alone, if they don't bother us, if they stay out of our business, if they just, if we, more importantly than them leaving us alone, if we would just leave them alone. If we would just leave them alone. If we just walked away from them right now and we got away from them and left them alone, man, we would be a better people. So like, go ahead, Hebrew.
Come on, that's heavy out of mine. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
See, and that's a lot. That's brothers' problems right there, man. Mm-hmm. We want the things that the oppressor give us, man. Mm-hmm. They care more about what the people that was oppressing them, giving them so much to the point where they wanted to kill the greatest black man that ever walked the face of the earth, man. They wanted to kill Yahushua, man. They wanted to kill Yahushua so they did not lose their seats that the Romans gave them, which the Romans would not be over them if they wasn't sinning.
Thanks.
You see, if they wasn't sinning, the Romans would never be over them. Because why? Because the Most High would never allow it. When you read the Bible, it's never a time in there where Israel was being obedient and doing everything that they were supposed to be doing, and the Most High gave them over to another nation.
Never.
It does not work like that. That's not the agreement. That's not the covenant that we have with the Most High. It's not what it is. It's not what it is. It's only when what? We start being disobedient. We can't go without pork. You can't go without a goddamn pork chop sandwich. Your life is gonna be over if you can't go to a strip club, huh? Your life is just over, huh? You can't. You got to be around some. You got to smoke some weed. Your life is over if you have to give it up, huh? It's over. It's the end of it. You destroy the whole goddamn nation because you want to get high, huh? The whole nation gonna fall because you want to smoke. Read, Katab.
Come. So like it. Come. If we back at John 11:48. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Mm-hmm.
So like I got a question on that, and
go ahead.
It's a question. So now, in the interest of progressing, it's a difference between selling out and considering. Like, these people kind of line up specifically with like your Creflo Dollars and the TD Jakes, because they're the ones that's worried about mainly their position. To me, it's not even really the ones amongst us that's like that. It's our leaders, like our chiefs that we look up to. They're behind that.
That's exactly what that is saying, because that's why he said take away their place and their seat. Because what? They over, you know what I mean? They're in a high position. So they're over everybody. They make the decisions for the people that's under them. They would be like, I guess, like the mayor of Detroit. You know what I mean? In that essence, you know what I mean? So they make that they make those type of decisions. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So like I should have started at 47, where it says, "Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles." So it was, the chief. It said it clearly.
Con. Those are the men that's in charge, the men that's running things, the men that the people turn to. So they teach the people, and the people learn from them and things of that nature. They basically say what's going on in Israel, but they only the people that the Romans put in charge. These are not men. These are not men of the Lord. Right. These are the people. These are men of the Romans.
Right.
So the Romans put them in there for what? So they can, because it's more better for them than actually the people of Israel, which is why they would so easily kill Christ. They recognized and knew who he was. still turned him over. They did not care one bit. They cared about their seat, their place, what they had, and that's all that mattered to them. And we see that today.
Right.
We see that very thing today. And you don't see it on a small scale. You see it everywhere. It's everywhere. If you outside of here, you see it every goddamn where. It's not one place you don't see it. Okay? So like I ain't gonna be too long-winded. You still got that Baruch second chapter for me?
Kind of, sir.
Get a brother the mic.
We're in the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
So like, did you say verse 20 or 29 still?
30. Pick it up at 30.
Oh, okay, kind of. In the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
And this land, since the 60s, man, since the 60s, the ISUPK, man, under Commander General Hachaanakah, we remembered ourselves, man, and we go out there to wake brothers and sisters up so that they can also remember themselves. So we can be called to remembrance of who we are and why we are in this condition that we're in. Because again, like I said earlier, this condition is too normalized for us. I promise you, it seems like to me everybody outside of our school get high off of something. That's not how the Most High intended us to be. It's like getting high is the coolest thing ever. The coolest thing ever, getting high, and who got the freshest pair of gym shoes on? Foolishness and nonsense. Go ahead, Katab.
That's heavy that you said that, because in the world, like, it wasn't until I was out of college that it was like, all right, let me see what this is about. But the trap really was, like, and it wasn't until you look hindsight, it wasn't nothing cool about it, because, you know, you grow up playing sports. In my generation, that wasn't cool. I mean, you smoke like none of that wasn't cool. I'm an athlete, you know. But then it was like the perpetuation of laziness. Like, it gave me the, a bill due? Oh, okay. Like that's how it was. Like, that's what it was. And then that became like a safety net. Like, when you're in this mode, you just don't care.
Right.
So that was your escape plan. When realistically, all it is just adding. Because you don't have to deal with it one way or the other. It's adding up.
You don't have to deal with it one way or another.
And it was that demon is just like it's one way or the other, and it's just it's so effeminate. I want to say made, but that's what it turns you into, because when you should stand up for something, you sit down because you passive. Like, that's why it's legal now. They want you passive. They just want you to be, no, I want this.
Hey, I think Cat Williams said it the best, man. Cat Williams said, we got something in it that make you say, just F it. Just F it. just whatever it is, just F it. Just forget about it, man. Just forget it. It makes no difference whatsoever, man.
That's the worst.
Go ahead, Al.
Well, sir, that's one of my demons that I was battling in the world, just trying to, we all have our demons. A word that I was researching when I was, I'm trying to fight that, is the word insidious. The definition of insidious, somebody pointed this out for me to read one day. Insidious means proceeding in a gradual, subtle way but with harmful effects.
Yeah. Damn right, man. And and people don't understand. Weed does have It's addictive. I'm gonna tell you how addictive weed is, right? I knew somebody who literally got sick, like physically sick, would throw up if they didn't smoke marijuana. Now, of course, it was other alternatives that we probably could have figured out, but because our love to smoke weed, we just settled for that. That's cool. We just you just keep getting high. You don't care. You just, of course, I'm in the world. What the hell do I know? People in the world know nothing. I'm telling you, they know nothing.
Another thing, people would can't eat if they don't get high.
Come. Next time, raise your hand, sis. But yeah, go ahead, say what you got to say.
But yeah, people will not eat if they don't get high first.
Oh man, I had that bad. Hey, and sometimes, really, this how bad it is, and this how you know you a drug addict, man. This is how you know. Anybody? Okay, I'm sure all of us have used marijuana before in here. You ever said, "Damn, I need something to eat," but instead you went and got that. You went and got that. Your little last couple of dollars, man. You like, hey, I'm gonna get that gram right quick. Everybody done did. That's how you know you're a drug addict, though, and you have a problem. You have a problem and you need help, man. That's how you know. Go ahead.
And look how heavy the facts is, because at the same time you making that decision, you know a hot and ready to feed you almost for a day and a half.
A day and a half.
You know. And it's just like, well, $10.
You need that gram.
15 minutes.
You need that gram.
That's a whole meal. You can get 2 of them.
Man, you can figure that out. You can figure food out later. Some noodles, a 50-cent pack of noodles. I'm telling you. Go ahead, Al.
But mate, just to say how dangerous that is, that's heavy, because you mean to tell me we'll smoke, but not put something on your stomach, but it's going to make you hungry?
Man, you a drug addict. You don't know. Drug addicts can only think about the drug. They can't think past anything else. Why you think crackheads, you steal your TV, they'll steal your toaster, they'll steal your skillets, and they will steal the paint off your wall if they could to sell it for crack. Because they can't think about anything outside of the crack. You see what I'm saying? You know how many mothers had their bank accounts emptied out because somebody in their family was a crackhead, one of their kids was on crack? You think he thinking normally when he does that? The only thing he's thinking about is the crack. That's it. That's the only thing he's thinking about. He's not thinking rationally and like a normal human being. Hold your peace. I got you, Kutab. He's not thinking rationally and normal like a normal human being would think. He thinking about one thing: how can he get his next little bump? That's it. That's all he cares about. He don't care if he have to knock somebody upside the head, snatch a purse, push out. He does not care. Steal from his mama. He does not care what he has to do. He only care about his next bump. Go ahead, Katap.
Kind of was heavy that you said that, because while you were saying that, it's almost like that when you in that space, and some people might never been in that space, but when you in that space and it's either the pressure either says go left or go right, you think for that moment go left because you think it's easier. That path is easier. Yeah, it's easier just to. Yeah, that's easier. For the moment. Like just for. And that's the trap. It's just because now you're chasing that relief.
You're chasing
now
it.
You're never ending chasing that relief. You're chasing, I gotta get that feeling back. I gotta get that relief. All the pressure on my shoulders, oh man, when I hit that, it was gone. Well, why don't you just deal with it, and it won't be there no more. Just deal with it.
And how right you are, because as soon as because a lot of people, they do get high to escape, but as soon as your high go down, it's still, whatever it is, it's all still there.
On your ass.
Which is hold your peace 1 second. Which is what makes the ISUPK so precious, man. So precious, man. It makes it so precious here because we help you alleviate and relieve, and you don't have to be so oppressed in here, man. You can come in here and feel what it's like to be loved by brothers and sisters, man. You can come in here and actually get that real love, them things that you're looking for. You don't be oppressed when you come in here, man. You don't be oppressed. Because we build men and women in here, man. We teach you how to stand up and be a goddamn man. We teach you how to stand up and be a goddamn woman, man. You don't be oppressed in here. Any of y'all ever had that? Y'all have to call the bill people to make a payment arrangements. Y'all get that anxiety. You get that anxiety. You got to call in there and make a payment. Like, damn, I hope I can make these arrangements. Shit. Damn. You don't. we teach you how to fight that, man. We teach you how to fight that, man. And if necessary, we'll step in and help you. We will not allow anything that the oppressor do to you to stand in here. We won't do it in here. That's why this school is so important, man. That's why we have to protect the honor of this school, man. That's why we have to be 10 toes down with this school, man. Got to be 10 toes down, man. You got to be in here, man. This is the only place for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans where we can actually get together and come together in unity and in oneness, man. And actually love one another and be together, man. Go ahead, Katab.
Just two quick things. The first thing, that was heavy, like, Commander Junior High has trained the men. I know all the men above me and that I'm picking up on to identify, like, the world sees the result. That's what they see. He trained us to identify the problem, to correct it. Moving forward. It's easy to say, oh, he's a crackhead. But why is he a crackhead?
Damn right.
Why is he sniffing that? Oh, you running for some shit? You running from something? Well, let me show you how to battle it and stand up at the same time. It ain't that hard.
Damn
Let
right.
me show you how to, and that's that brotherhood. It's just like, oh, you actually need that? Oh, you sure? No, you don't gotta go back to the streets to get it. Come get this loan, and me and you will handle it.
Damn right.
That's the brotherhood.
Damn right.
That's the sisterhood. And the thing is, you hear people like, I was in Clubhouse with Wack 100 and Captain Zazariak, and he was talking about how, like, Wack was talking about how he commends the Jewish people for their position in the world. All right, cool, fine, and dandy. All right, that's some cool, fine, and dandy. But what he don't understand is, what Captain Zazariak let him know is, they followed the blueprint we were supposed to follow.
Damn
That's
right.
the only reason they're there.
Damn right.
Because they did what we didn't do.
Damn right.
And they took our name and said, oh yeah, we're that people. That's it. So when you talk about structure, it has the structure. The King James has that structure that you're talking about they got that we don't have. That's
Damn
where
right.
they got it from. Right. You're denying it because you don't know. Because you're destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
And not only that, it's not the structure we don't have, because we have it, because these are our records. We just refuse to listen.
Oh, come.
You see what I'm saying? We refuse to do what the Most High said, because we love our oppressor, man. And all we want to do is make him happy. And he don't want to see us standing out there talking about our oppressor is the devil. He don't want to see that. You're too scared. Maybe somebody off your job might see you and tell your boss on you. Maybe your wife might leave you. Let her go. Let her go. Let your friends go. Let them all go. Because what the Most High gonna do? He gonna bring brother. You gonna lose friends and gain brothers.
Damn right.
You see? You see what I'm saying? You gonna lose friends. Go ahead, sis. Get a sister mic.
It's funny that you say that because I literally only had like 3 friends. And when the hype about the H2N came out, which Kyrie had shared or whatever on his Twitter, I told my friends, I'm like, y'all need to go watch this, regardless if it got everything in it that's right or wrong, watch it, because there's some knowledge in there for you. I'm like, and if y'all don't watch it, I'm not messing with y'all no more. And then one of them watch it. I'm like, y'all just want to be stuck in a place where you just gonna be stuck. You're not gonna go anywhere.
Right.
I have a friend, you left in a messed up position with you and your home and all of this stuff. You want to be there.
You want to be there.
You want to be there. And I can't help you no more. I tried.
Go ahead, Katat.
That's heavy that she said that because it's almost like the whole concept of Stockholm Syndrome. After a while, when you get deep down to that mindset, you want to be there. That's your zone. That's your routine. I wake up, I do this, I get hit in the eye, I go back to work, I do this, I get hit in the eye. Like, that's your routine. And you're comfortable there because you know it. That's Stockholm Syndrome. Some people don't understand what destruction is. And a lot of people don't even understand biblically what death is. It's a lot of the times it's not a physical death. Like you die, like when it said prophesying to the dry bones, it wasn't that those people were literally dead and dry bones. They were dead spiritually, and they were dry bones.
Damn right.
So it's just like you gotta get it. Like you walking around thinking Kim Kardashian is the one to follow. You
Damn right.
You did.
Oh man,
Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death. Luke 4:1, if you leave from the book of the commandments, there lies death. It says the same thing from the old to the new. It's like, oh God.
And what you were saying, just to say something, I hate them damn reality shows. The Kardashians, hip hop basketball wives. I hate all of that nonsense. I hate that stuff. What is it? 30-day marriage. I hate all of that garbage, man. That because it teaches our women something, man. Anybody ever saw I Love New York? I hate that garbage, man. And these are shows that our people tune into, and because a lot of us, we just don't know no better. So when we watch it, especially younger kids, when they watch that stuff, they look at that stuff and they think that those women is setting an example for them how to be women. Because a lot of them seeing their mother have 6 and 7 boyfriends and all of that stuff, man. Which is why I really hate that, and it's why I love this school, man.
Right.
You get you somebody in here, man. Y'all got to stay together. That's the end of that. You got to do the one thing that nobody else does. You have to work at it. You have to work at it. You don't you get mad at her and you want to leave her or some nonsense like that. Nobody in here is gonna feel sorry for you. Nobody gonna say, "Oh yeah, go ahead, brother, quit messing with her, man. She ain't right." No, we don't feel sorry for you. You should not have messed with her if you didn't want to keep her. Period. That's how it is in here. Go ahead, Katab.
Look. Real talk. But that's heavy that you said that, because there's like a lot of people have this conception in their head, like you're gonna come into the school and we're gonna give you a green light to do the same thing that you did in the world.
Damn right.
No. It's the exact opposite. And at the same time,
damn right.
Even if you're in the situation and you've been married for years, it's like, when you get that correction, you accept it. It's not like, oh, hey, you was going wrong, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. And you're like, no. You accept that correction. You know what? I was going off. You know what? That's why the scripture says you should be more seasoned with salt.
Damn right.
That's the point. That's that education. That's why counsel is so important. Don't go to counsel after when it's, what should I have did 2 years ago? No, I'm in this situation right now. That's why we have this brotherhood. Hey, look, this is where I'm going with. This is where I'm at. What should I do? I don't know.
Damn right.
When I've done that, the minute I came to, before they really told me anything, they gave me a scripture. And that was the most important to me. Because it was just like, like the scripture said, they speak as the oracles of God, from the oracles of God. They're going to give you thus saith the Lord. So you're going to see, oh, well, you know what? 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 7 says, or 7 and 14 says, if you want to leave, let her leave. But if you want to stay, guess what? Deal with it.
And it's not that simple as if she want to leave. You supposed to steal. You steal, because that you want to make sure that you've done everything that you possibly can do.
Kind on kind.
You want to make sure that. Don't just let her leave because you want her to go. Right. Because then now the sin is on you. Because you want some BS. You can't just let her leave because you want her to go. What you think this is, man? You can't just let her leave because you want her to go. Nah, that ain't how this work, man. You on some BS. You being very manipulative. We don't tolerate that in here. That's not gonna fly. Don't call my phone with that. Like I'm telling you, you're gonna get an earful. You're gonna get an earful. Don't do it.
Man, I'm saying that because I've been on both ends. Meaning, I recognize when I had an issue, and early on, like I'm 4 years in, so early on it's like, well, I'm gonna try to figure it out. No. That's why you have men above you.
Damn right.
Like,
you always calling your counsel.
Out, and then when it's at the crisp, when the straw that broke the camel's back, now I'm like, what do I do? Hey, look, bro, you should have did this. Hey, you know what?
Hey, Slacky, not to cut you off, Hebrew, but 9 times out of 10, y'all call before y'all get to that point, and guess what y'all do? Y'all listen to nothing somebody tells y'all. Nothing. You do what you want to do any goddamn way. Wasting the man above you time talking about you want to talk. You don't listen to what he said at all. At all. You just don't. And that's why you in the position where the straw done broke the camel's back a lot of times. Sometimes some of y'all married some slut on the streets and she's sleeping with every goddamn body, the mailman, the milkman, and every other kind of man that walk up the goddamn block. Go ahead, Katab.
I'm gonna be honest, like mine was like I think in my head that I'm a humble person. I'm not like I'm humble, but it actually was pride. That's why when I was going through it, I didn't seek help. I thought I could do it. I could figure it out. No, that's the lesson. Guess what? That's why we have that structure. There's men above you for a reason.
There's men above you for a reason.
There's men that just like some people never experience certain things. I've experienced certain things that men above me never experienced, so I can be that counsel because I've been there now. It's not that, I know I'm right. No, it's because I messed up before.
Right.
I hit my head on that wall and it's left, not right, or right, not left. It's because I messed up. So other than that, it's pride when you know that help is there. You go to class and you quiet. That's pride.
And not so much even as you go to class, because you know your business is your business, but you're still supposed to call a brother and get that counseling. You see what I'm saying? You call a brother, you call your camp leader. That's what you do. You call your camp leader and you get that counsel, man. That's so important, and brother, especially in young brothers' life, because y'all come in here. A lot of people come in here, watch some YouTube videos, and be on Facebook and think they know every goddamn thing. That was me. You don't realize. I didn't realize how much I just did not know nothing until I actually came into the school. And then once I was in here and I learned, I'm like, God damn, I didn't know nothing. Like I was about as dumb as all outdoors. Like I knew absolutely nothing. So a lot of us come in here thinking we know this, we know that. We can solve every goddamn problem. We can figure everything out ourselves. You can't, and you don't. You can't, and you don't. And I'm saying that was me. That was me. I thought I knew everything. I thought I could fix everything. I had been through everything in the world. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. Thought I learned everything out there in the world. No, absolutely nothing. Go ahead, El has something first. Go ahead, El.
I had a precept on that.
In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you.
Damn right.
Captains over thousands.
Captains over who?
Thousands.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And captains over hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
And captains over 50s.
That's right.
And captains over 10s.
Uh-huh.
And officers among your tribes.
That's right. That's why we don't have no bishops and nonsense like that in here. That's why we have the rank and order system that we have right there, man. That's why we have that set up like that, because it's set up like that according to God.
Damn right.
According to God. All that other garbage is garbage and nonsense and foolishness. And what they say, stupidness. That's what we read earlier. It was just stupidness, man. Go ahead, Katab, you had something?
But you know what? You kind of just sealed it with that one. I didn't think he was going to pull that one, but no, that was it right there. Because when you talk about that structure, that order is for a reason.
Damn right.
It's something when you can accept, like, coming out of Christianity, like, I could be looked at as like, oh, that's the pastor's kid. Like, I was that deep into it, but coming out of that, and you actually read and study to show yourself approved, you see that it's like, well, no, it's thus saith the Lord, and everything that you used to is against it. You're just used to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Damn right. That's it.
You didn't look it up and say, oh, that's fact. Like you was studying for the paper. Like you had the SATs, AD, went through college, all of that. You studied.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody told you something about the book, you didn't go and fact check it. You didn't.
You did not.
You didn't.
But you got one more thing, y'all?
Well, it's a little bit on topic, sir.
Go
ahead. It's heavy just about the UPK being the truth, the home of the truth, all day, all straight up and down. Because if you think about it, Kanye West, Kanye West is speaking out for us right now. But, so he's somebody speaking out for us so-called in the world. But also at the same time, he said in that Nori Drink Champ interview, he said, well, that officer his foot wasn't on George Floyd's neck like that. So in one way, he's supposedly speaking up for it, but that same guy who's speaking up for it, so-called, is also saying, well, his foot wasn't on his neck like that. And that's why I think the most high for the ISUPK, because it's not going to be no, oh, we're speaking out for you, but we also, well, it wasn't kind of like they did this to us. No.
But you just gotta understand something. Kanye's just a brother in the world. He's not a brother in the truth.
Right.
He's just a brother in the world. He knows nothing, just like every other brother in the world. That's why he said 12 tribes of